Ah, hello. It's Monday and I'm finally going to get on my mission, whatever it is. Anyway, um going to smoke in this video if it's offensive to you. Oh well. I don't give me crap. I know half of you are vaping, the other half of you are smoking the ganja. So, just because it's a cigarette, look, I was smoking in the womb. I'm Gen X. All of our parents smoked. We're in that generation between the really goody two shoes poodle skirts and the free love movement, make love not war. So you end up with people like me. All right, so getting back to the story, I've got to start at the beginning so that the end makes sense. And I'm going to do this in segments. So here's part one. As I said, Gen X. We were raised a certain way. You can watch all sorts of videos on it, but you end up with people like me. Gotta explain to you that because we were a world that was changing into free love, there were a lot of kids like me and my husband that were put up for adoption at birth. And that is important later on. It never made any difference to me. My parents were my parents. They were the people who put blood, sweat, and tears into me. They were the ones who raised me, who fed me, who housed me, who took care of me, who gave me an education, they were amazing people. And I was their daughter. I found out when I was, I think, right around 5, one of my brothers got mad at me. He didn't want me anyway. He told the worker who came to interview, no, I don't want her. But he was overruled. Thank God. We're working our friendship out as we get older. He told me I was adopted. I went in and I said, hey, what does adopted mean? Because he claimed being loved more than me due to the fact that I was not blood. My dad grabbed me and put me on his lap and he said, it means that we chose you. Okay, good enough for me. I got to go in. They had to have you. They chose to have me. We were a tough crew. My brothers actually are in a different generation than I am. They are not Gen X, and it took me a while to actually figure out that mattered. They view life a lot differently than I do. They tackle things a lot differently. They always have, which also made us estranged in a lot of ways. I didn't understand some things that were important to them, and they don't understand the things that were really important to me. If you've been watching my videos, you see that I feed my ravens and they give me presents. I say bull snakes because they eat rattlesnakes and a lot of other critters that I would rather not have around, like mice. And I just I try to live in a symbiotic existence. I don't use fertilizers or pesticides or any of that. I use all natural, like chicken poo, when it comes down to it. Because everything exists for a reason. And we were kind of brought up in the idea that if you take from the earth, you should give back too. And so in the middle of the desert, I have my own little oasis. If you can see behind me, these sunflowers are going crazy and kind of taking over my world. They are in everything. So one of my brothers met a girl in high school and he dated her off and on and off and on, and then they went away to college, and then he dated her again and he ended up marrying her. One of my brothers didn't like it. Everybody tried to talk him out of it because it didn't seem like she was treating him right. When you love somebody, you're going to have arguments, you're going to have fights. But you don't degrade each other. You don't treat each other like you hate each other. You don't try to be superior to the other. You both have your role to play in a marriage. I believe in marriage. I believe that there is somebody out there who will love you regardless of all your shortcomings, and we all have them. And that they will care for you and cherish you. I mean, for goodness sake. Me, the one person who thought they'd never get married, barely dated. I've been married for 35, going on 36 years now, to an amazing man. And he treats me the way that a man should treat his wife. Doesn't mean we don't have big-ass arguments. We do. I'm hard to live with. And once in a while, you know, everybody thinks he's wonderful. Once in a while, he's hard to live with. So there's an expectation when you meet somebody, and I'm saying this because all of you are going to meet somebody, fall in love, and go, oh, that's it forever. I believe in the wedding vows. Till death do you part. So no matter what it is, you're going to have to work it through. Going to have to work it out. You're going to have to figure it out. And if you don't mean it forever and ever, amen, don't do it. That's simple. I don't care if you're gay or straight. The vows are the same. If you're making vows to a person in marriage, and I don't mean legally whatever, you just go to the courthouse and sign a piece of paper for that. I mean, when you're making vows, it's not just between you and that person. It's between you, that person, and God. And if you don't believe in God, you have no business getting married. It's a spiritual right. Unless you enjoy the tax thing, which is fine, but don't make a vow. Don't make promises. Those promises and those vows are binding. I can make every excuse to break a vow to my husband. I don't know how you explain it to God. So you work it out. Go into it knowing you're going to have to work it out. Going to have to figure it out. Looking at my brother and his wife-to-be, she always had the upper hand. And there was no working it out. It was, you will do it my way, period. You don't get to walk away. I'm just going to torture you. I did not know until later how bad the torture really was. And that's kind of airing some dirty laundry. But there's a part that I was adopted, but this person is my brother. And I may not agree with him all the time. I may be mad as hell at him, but he is my brother. And I will fight tooth and nail for my brother. Will do anything for him. He's still my brother. I love him. And to watch somebody you love being treated in a manner of which you don't approve is really hard. And you go, well, Roger, you're going to have to excuse me for a minute. My rabbit showed up. Okay, sorry about that. He ran away about a week ago, and apparently he's coming back because he's hungry. Figures. So where was I? You want the people that you love treated appropriately, and of course, you know, when do you speak up? When is it your right to? And I was raised to believe in the sanctity of marriage and the between what happens between a man and a wife is their business. So I shut up. I just poured as much love as I could into the situation, but I shut up and I listened to it. And I didn't say a word except for to my mother, and we were both a little bit livid about things that would get said. Because my brother wasn't a bad person. And he was a hard worker. And he loved this woman. I don't know. So I'm going to progress a couple of years where my whole family just was kind of not talking to my brother and his wife, and I didn't know why. I asked my mom once, and she gave me a lie because she didn't want me to know the truth. Because she pretty much knew I would fly off the handle. She told me it was about some flowers. I don't know. I thought that's stupid not to talk to somebody for years over flowers. And granted, there were no grandchildren at this point either. And after my grandmother died, it was several years later, I got some of her paperwork and her writings. And in that, I found out the truth. And my sister-in-law pulled something that was trying to split the family apart. And she was attacking my mom and dad. And that would be the true reason why they quit talking to each other. My brother came to my wedding. She didn't. And it was very awkward and very hard for him because they weren't talking really. It was sad and it really hurt. It hurt everybody because my brother was loved. His wife was committing every crime possible morally against my family. Not me, of course. I lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I got stories that were bullshit. Had I known the truth then, I would have made a lot of different actions in my life. And because I remained silent, which is a big downfall of Gen X. If it's not my business, I should just shut up and stay out of it. Had I known, the end of this story, when I finally get to it in whatever chapter, would not have happened. I was a lot stronger, a lot more bullheaded, and a lot angrier. I mean, I was ready to fight anybody back then. Now I've grown up, I've calmed down, and I've learned to use words instead of fists. And whoever told any of you, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me, flat out lie, people. Break my bones. Because what sticks in your head and your soul are the names, are the words that you say to somebody. So be very careful with that weapon. And we see it all around the world right now. It's just people talking. And with that has caused a lot of hate that shouldn't be there. It's just that somebody figured out that names will always hurt you. I'm going to kind of wrap it up there. I needed you to understand the beginning. And as I can, I will put the rest. But that starts it. And that starts the story of the woman that has destroyed so many people's lives, that people I love, that, including me, I almost forgave her for what she did to me. I don't. I canceled that forgiveness. Besides, she never asked to be forgiven. Liar. Bunch of lies, lies, lies. So as we're in this summer season, go on out there, plant a plant, get back to the earth. There's not going to be here if we don't take care of it. We take from it every day, give something back. And for those of you who are crying out, who don't think they have a voice, you have a voice. If you see somebody getting hurt, use your voice. I'll see you in a few days.